Hey guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day. So I'm going to tell you a little story. For those of you who don't know me, I've always lived basically in the country. So I grew up in a really small town called Caledon. It's not that small now, but it was really small then. I lived on a dirt road in between two big farms, and that's how I grew up, in the country. So growing up, I always wanted to get out of the country, like that teenager rebellion thing. I was like, oh, I need to go and live in the city. So I went away to university. I went to University of Waterloo, which is still not the city, but to me it was the big city. And then eventually I moved to France, and I lived in a city called Nantes in France, which again wasn't huge, but it was still big city to me. And when I came home, I moved to Hamilton for Teachers College, big city. And I quickly realized that I kind of missed the country, and I was happy there. So when I got married and had my girls, we moved to a small town. And when I started coaching, I lived in that small town, and I knew very few people. I had just moved to Dunnville, and I didn't know anybody. And so I had this idea that I was going to start a book club. So that's what I did. I invited I knew 3 girls in town. One was the secretary of my doctor, and she's lovely. And the other 2 were wives of other husbands that worked in my husband's office. And so I told them to come and to bring friends. And that's kind of how I started meeting people in Dunnville. And I ended up creating a huge circle of girlfriends there. But when I first started coaching, I didn't know anybody. I had a total of 90 Facebook friends. So I really didn't know anyone. And I remember saying to my coach, I just don't have enough people to talk to, and I'm not going to know anyone. And she just said, trust the process, and she'd put me through the training. And now it's crazy. I have, on my like page here, I have 6,500 people who follow me. On my personal page, I have, I think, over around 1,200 friends now. Not to mention the community of coaches that I have on my team. I have over 250 coaches on my team now. So it's crazy what can happen in 3 years. So if you're feeling like you don't know anybody, I bet you do. I bet you do, and you're not thinking about it. She had me do this really cool exercise, and it's called the Memory Jogger. And it's basically thinking about your life and writing out the people that you know, and then connecting with them, reconnecting with them. And I did that on Facebook, and it was so awesome to reconnect with people that I grew up with when I was little, people I went to high school with, people I worked with in part-time jobs when I was a teenager, people I lived with when I lived in France, people I went to university with, people I went to Teachers College with, people I knew when I lived in Hamilton and Caledonia and Dunnville and Waterloo and all over the place. So it's really cool. It was a really cool way to reconnect with everybody, and made me realize that I really did know a lot of people, and so do you. So I'm really glad I didn't let that excuse stand in my way when I was thinking about signing up for coaching. Because not only did I know a lot of people, but I've gotten to know a lot more very awesome, positive people since. So there you go. Have a great day, guys. Bye.